Good morning, everyone. This is Cindy, and I am here to work on my week 7 tag from the 52-week challenge that Ann Hope has created. And this week I am using a vintage handkerchief, and I added some lace to the top, and we're going to do French knots, and you can either call them extended French knots or spiked French knots. So yeah, let's get started. And I have already added some blue French knots, and I'm going to come back and tuck in some pink ones just to kind of give it some more personality. And we have done the regular French knots. These are either extended or pistol stitch. But right now we're just going to do a few more of the regular French knots. And you come up from the bottom of your fabric. You wrap your needle around 3 times. Oops. 3 times. And you go back down. And then you pull your needle through. And you have a sweet little French knot. This is the only kind of French knot that I was aware of. I have never made the pistol stitch French knot, but it's not hard, so we're going to add some more to this. Since this is a vintage handkerchief that I'm stitching on, I added some white felt to the back to give it some stability, and I will add that to my to the tag that I have cut out. So, Lord, I learned how to do French knots when I was about 8 years old. I'd go spend the summer with my grandmother, and her and my mother would stitch, and I wanted to too. So they took me to the local dime store, which then was Woolworths, and I bought my first stitching. And back then, everything was stamped on your fabric, and you just stitched with that pattern that was on there. That same summer, we had to keep going back and forth for one of us to get some thread or something of the 3 of us. And they had the cutest parakeets. Well, my grandmother had a parakeet, so I decided I wanted one. Well, my mother wasn't too thrilled, but I ended up with my parakeet. And yeah, he lived quite a long time. Okay, there's our little French knots tucked into our lace. And this is a great way to attach lace or real feminine items that you want to attach, because they're so much prettier than just a running stitch. Okay, now we've got our lace attached. I'm going to turn, I had done, I wanted to show you some finished pistol stitches. So I did those, and then I've added some French knots around here. And then there's some little tiny pistol stitches that I brought up from the stamen. So let's turn it around, and let's do some this way. Okay, it is so simple. Well, it's simple if you thread your needle. Just a minute. Okay, on the extended, you come up at the base of where you want it, and you extend it ever how far you want it to come up. I'm just going to do it to about right there. And then you don't want to come right back in that hole, because you'll disengage your stitch. But you want to come right up above it, and you're going to make a French knot. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to come right back down into the top of that pistol stitch, the extended line, And there you go. Okay, let's do another one. Let's bring one right here. And then let's come maybe say to about right here. And then we're going to come right here, just above it. And we're going to make a French knot. We're going to come down. We're going to pull it through, and there you go. And that one's a little crooked, but okay. Now let's do one more. Okay, we're going to come up. We're going to come back down. Ever how far you want to extend it is fine. Sometimes you might need to give it a little, I'll show you how on this other one. If it gets too long, you might have to tack it a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, back down in our hole, hold our thread, and pull it through. Okay, since this one is a little crooked, let me show you how to you want to come under it like so, and you're just going to pull it over just a hair. And there you go. And you can do that if you want to make a real long one to give it some stability. Okay, so that is a review of the French knot and the extended French knot, or it's also called the pistol stitch. Now, that turned out very, very sweet. Now, I've already stitched it on this side, but I didn't want to stitch it over here because I didn't want it to pucker in the middle. So, let's go ahead. These scissors have about had it. Go ahead and cut this across. And then this will be attached right here. And I am going to put a grommet, an eyelet in the top. And I'll probably put a little piece of lace to attach it to my tag. Okay, let's see what we got here, right here. And then I am going to just kind of trace right here. Okay, and just kind of cut this. There. I gotta get me another pair of scissors. I abuse my scissors, therefore they don't function as they should. I wonder why. Okay. This is sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna attach it like that. And I want to leave this stitching across the bottom. So, yeah, I think that turned out real, real sweet. Okay, all I have to do now is stitch it. I'm not going to stitch it onto the tag. I'm just going to stitch down the other side and attach this. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and I need to trim those to match the tag. Okay, so all I have to do now, I think I'm going to press it, and then I'm just going to stitch down the other side, straighten that up a little bit, and attach it. And this is week 7, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. And I'll have a picture of the finished tag that's when my video starts out. So, yeah, I think that turned out beautiful. So, I'll see you next week, and we'll be making our 9th tag. So, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.